Hello, good morning, Professor Golan and class. I hope that you are all having a good day. And for my informative speech today, I'm going to be talking about the adoption of children. Now, I particularly chose this topic because me and my twin sister and my brother, we were all adopted from Russia when we were 6 years old. And I hope that you guys enjoy. And let's begin. Again, the topic for today is adoption of children. Over throughout my presentation, I'm going to be talking about adoption. What does it mean to adopt a child? The ups and downs, and the pretty versus the ugly duckling. While the process can be difficult, time consuming, and expensive, adoption offers the priceless advantage of creating families by bringing together both parents and children. In this photo, as you can see, this is my mom, Connie Regularly. Right here is my twin sister, Victoria or Vika. And this is our brother, Anton. We were so little back then. But the three main points I'm going to be talking about for adoption is the good deed, the medical, and financial. One of the biggest reasons why people choose to adopt is for good deed. They want to provide a better life for children or a child or even a baby. For example, our mother adopted us because she wanted us to have a better life in America. Russia is hard to struggle. It's hard to struggle to make a living in Russia. But she took the time and process, a lot of extensive process, but and a lot of paperwork, but she adopted all three of us. As you can see in this graph, a lot of this is accurate. For example, me, my twin sister, and my brother, we are in this category 30%, which is ages 5 through 9. We were adopted at age 6. That's very accurate. And the higher you go, the less percentage is. Or even vice versa. Some people choose to adopt babies age 0 through 2 years old, which is around 9%. Ages 3 to 4, oh wait, that's 9%. Ages 3 to 4, 5% is 0 through 2. Ages 5 through 9, ages 10 through 12, 13 to 14, and ages 15 through 17. One of the biggest main issues why people choose to go through adoption is because medical, whether it's having underlying health conditions like cancer or some type of illness or disease that prevents that family or mother of having the baby of their own. A lot of the reasons is infertility. Some women cannot have babies, so they choose to adopt by through the adoption agencies or through surrogate mothers. A surrogate mother is when the parents that cannot have children of their own, they do extensive research and background checks on the mother that's going to carry their baby for the next 9 months. And when the baby is born, then they adopt that baby. And it's a beautiful thing, but it's also a complicated thing. because mothers, as a mother of my own, I am blessed to have two babies, two kids. Obviously, they're 13 and 7, but there's people that cannot have children because of medical issues, such as infertility, other diseases, and illnesses. And in this graph, it shows percentage of children adopted from foster care, parent, and a parent's reasons for choosing to adopt. Now, foster care system is a little bit touchy, but it's got its ugly side and pretty side. But we'll talk more about that throughout the presentation. Finance is another reason why people can not have children, or when adopting a child or children, it's a financial process along with paperwork. Some people, when they cannot raise a child due to finances they cannot afford, they, about 60% of the time, they turn that child or children or baby into the foster care system and for adoption. That's a good reason. Oh my God, I'm about to sneeze. I've been sick for a little bit, so bear with me. I'm so sorry. Now, the pretty duckling and ugly duckling concept of the foster care system, majority of the time, it's never good, which equals to ugly duckling. Foster care systems use children as profits, money banks, to pay for their bills. Some parents choose to be foster cares so they can use them to pay for their bills, utilities, which is really sick. Because as human beings, you figure a lot of people want to adopt children to provide a better life, which is 70% true. That is very true. But then you have this 30% where they just use them for profits. And that's an inhumane thing to do. And the states and the DCS foster care system, they all make a living from that, which is sick. It is sicker than what you can imagine. I only mention this because I used to work for my mom, and she would tell me things that she has seen, heard, witnessed, went through herself. And but because of HIPAA, I'm not going to fully disclose their information because I have respect for their privacy. The state think it's okay to separate innocent kids from their families, which is not okay. That's what makes children go through the psychological effect. It affects them psychological. So when kids go through the foster care system and adoption, it makes them feel like they're not wanted, or do they even want to be wanted? In a child's mind, the question is, am I wanted or am I not wanted? Do I feel loved or do I feel unloved? The child's mind is unbelievable, and especially baby. When a baby goes through this system, it does hurt them. Babies and kids are like sponges. They soak up everything. So it's why I'm very passionate about this topic, because me and my sister and my brother, we went through the process of adoption and we had to get naturalized. And at first, like even when I look back now at my real parents, why did they do this? But then at the same time, I'm glad they gave us up. Because if it wasn't for that and for our mom, Connie Regularly, we would not be here to have a better life and to be filled with love, compassion, and care. That's what the qualities of adopting a child should be: love, care. patience. Now, the reason why I mentioned The Devil's Advocate, if you all seen the movie, I'm still a little weary about that movie, but that's my mom, Connie Regularly, and this is the Devil's Advocate. A lot of the system and detectives and law enforcement, they're known as the, I like to call them the Devil's Advocate because I feel like they are working for the devil. They represent something evil. She wanted, she, it feels like in this photo, they want to interrogate my mom because she is good at what she does. When she was an attorney, she fought what she believed in, not just because as an attorney, but as a mom. She cares about families and their children and adoption. She stood up for what is right, and that what made the judges and the system and the state fear her because she's a strong, firm believer in helping. She did the right thing. She does the right thing. That's why she's in Family Forward Project because she wants to be she's an advocate for other families and for us because she's experienced more than what you can imagine. It's kind of like that 50 Shades of Grey concept to a point, without all that stuff. But you have to go through the ugly to get to the pretty. But then it's like sometimes you have to get through the pretty to get to the ugly. You got to expose the truth. And she exposed the truth of the systems, the juvenile systems. And that's all I'm going to say because I don't feel like bashing anymore. But I got to be careful. But yes, I thank my mom every day that she has adopted us. And this particular subject was touchy. I do want to conclude by saying choose to adopt a child for the right reason and not the wrong reason. You got the right reason, you got the wrong reason. Right to make a better life, which should happen in our case, which should happen in most cases. And then you got the wrong reason, which is people that fear of the government and or them fearing my mom because she's believed in what she did, which is the green. Be ready for a lot of responsibility financially, physically, and emotionally. You want to provide them a better life. And if you want to be a surrogate mother, that's a process, but it gives that other family hope to adopt that child when they are born. So they can have that they begin with an empty feeling, but they eventually, once they have the baby or adopt a child, they'll have a full bottle of we have a child. And this is something very compassionate I'm about. Well, that sounded wrong. Very passionate about. And as an advocate myself, yes, do the right thing and not the wrong. Do not be the advocate, devil's advocate. They are not pawns of schemes or money banks. They are living human beings that need to be adopted for the right reason. That's why adoption is a process of critical thinking, yes or no's, emotionally and physically and financially questions. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this presentation. And I'm sorry if I took a little time, but this is something I am compassionate about. So I hope that you all have a great day. Bye.